Welcome back. Yesterday we talked all about branding and your brand personality quiz. If you went and did that branding quiz, I would love to know which brand personality you got. And more than that, I would love to know if it lit you up in any way that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that those are the things that I valued, and you might feel like you have more of a clear direction now. Like, let me know your thoughts. But what I wanted to do today was kind of piggyback on yesterday, talk about branding, but help you figure out how to either grow your audience, gain followers on Instagram, or if you're trying to build your business, how those followers can become customers and how that matters, and how to find your ideal customer. Like, you might be out there being like, I want more customers for my business, or I want to build this side hustle, but I don't know how, and I don't know where to find people. Or at the very least, you just want to grow your Instagram page. So let's talk about this. Now, in the quiz, you might have seen, and yes, I'm going to refer to the quiz again. So obviously I talked about like your vibe. I'm literally looking at it right now. Like, we talked about your vibe and if you're like glam, boho, any of that. But here's where I think that the questions that I asked in the quiz are almost just as powerful as the answer that you might have gotten. So I want you to think about how you answered these questions from, what do you love to post about? Because you sharing what you love most is probably what your ideal customer is looking for. So I share this thing in the Content Machine Academy where I talk about you before your solution. And you before your solution is ultimately you before you started your business. And that is your ideal clientele. That's your target audience. They haven't yet been introduced to the solution that you provide, whether it is amazing jewelry that you make for yourself that makes them feel more confident. For me, it's at-home workouts, as well as people building their own business from home and giving them a life of freedom. So I try and think of Angie before I found all of that. Maybe your business is that you make candles and you add to the ambiance of someone's home, and you had trouble finding clean made, beautiful candles that wouldn't, hurt your skin or your body internally. And you're passionate about it. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, you found a solution for something, and that's why you're passionate about your business. Now, your ideal target audience has not yet found this solution. Your job as a business owner is to basically tie them to that solution and let them know loud and proud that you have this solution. And more often than not, what we do as business owners, and the reason why we struggle in the beginning, is we're scared to do that. We're scared to just make it really, really clear that, hey, we have a solution to provide, and this is how you can join me, and this is how you can either start with me and my service that I provide, or how you can purchase a product from me. Stop apologizing, because the more that you're apologizing, second guessing, they're going to go out and just sign up or buy something from your competitor because they're looking for it anyways. So this is where this matters. And this is where you can go hunting on the internet, on Instagram, on anywhere, even in like your local area, and find your ideal customer and be a happier business owner for it, or just a happier person on social media. It is by no coincidence, by the way, that this channel and my own social media platforms has a 99.8% positivity rate. Like, there's no garbage that happens on my social media. You know why? Because that is the type of person that I am trying to attract, and I'm very, very meaningful in the way that I do that. I don't deal with, 14-year-old boys commenting about my bubbies. Like, I don't deal with that. I don't. And I think that it's really interesting that some people do. The reason why I don't, I believe, is because of the way that I portray myself, the way that I share content, and the way that I'm intentional about the customer that I want to help. So let me get to it. Now, obviously, sharing what you're passionate about, was one of the questions that I think should hit home for you and really get you kind of thinking about who it is that you want to serve. What is the top quality you want in your customers or the people that follow you on social media? That they're original, meaning, they don't love duplicating what somebody else does. They might be like very, very artistic and just really value their originality. Think about it that way. So really think about like each and every one of these adventurous. Maybe they love to travel and they don't like being confined to one specific area. Organized, committed. To me, I think that's the one that I vote for, is committed. I value that. I value commitment. I value someone that is in this for the long haul. To the people that are still here as of date, what are we on? I want to say 19? Yes. You're a bona fide rock star, and you are my type of person. You're a committed human being. I can work with you. I can only help someone that is committed in their own journey. So I know that I value that. So when I'm looking at, you know, an engaged follower or someone that's interested in starting a journey with me in their health and fitness journey, I really value a certain level of commitment. Positivity, ambitious, mature, excited, classy, practical, spiritual, determined. Like, all of these different characteristics are so far off of each other. Like, they're completely different things, but they all matter in terms of who you're looking for. The other thing that I wanted to include was, you know, a muse, like who is a famous ideal customer? So the way that I did it is I said pick 2 and then hit next. So there is a radical difference between someone like Lady Gaga and what she exemplifies as a human being, you know, being very strong and very, you know, I don't need anybody else to help me. Like, I've got this. That's a muse. And thinking about that, very different from Victoria Beckham, who is like minimalist, really quiet, doesn't ruffle feathers, but still very serious. Lauren Conrad, who's like the sweetest, most pure princess of my life. Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez, like dripping gold, like bronzed goddess. There's a huge difference in all of these. So thinking about it, not only from the sense of who you want to serve, how you want to help them. And that was another question that's in the quiz, is how do you want to help your customers? That can be any answer you have. Try and find one that fits the closest to you. But I really think that the muse is interesting. And I really hope that it can kind of help you not only in the answers that you got, but looking at the way that you answered the questions and kind of figuring out, like, who is this person, and maybe giving them a name. And when you post to social media, you think about that person, that girl, that dude, that specific age, and that muse that you're trying to help. And if they would be, you know, interested in what you're posting. And every single day when I post, I think about that specific person that I'm trying to help and if they would love what I'm posting. And usually, I'll give you a hint, it's just you a couple years back. So I hope that today was helpful. That's like a little tiny taste of the stuff that's in the Build a Content Machine Academy. I will leave the link for, I've always left the link for everything down below, but that academy, the amount of feedback that I'm getting of people being like, okay, I'm ready to rock my business now, is insane. So go check that out. There's a totally free video in there if you want to see all the deets. And I will see you tomorrow for more social media branding, all the good stuff. Bye, dudes.